my check-in. I'm 3 days out. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, yeah. 3 days out.
Yeah.
So today will be the first day that Higher Foods goes in, because we don't like to be feeding the day before show, because she wanted me to be nice and tight. Especially, well, for all classes really, but especially for figure. It's very much like men's classic physique in my opinion, in that it's all about X shape, and a part of that is obviously your midsection and that being really controlled. So we like to pull back prior to show day, so maybe from the like Thursday, Friday, be like lower days. We'll show you as we go along anyway, to make sure that everything's perfect for show day. I took pretty much 11 months of off season before starting competition prep. Developments have definitely been made. I've definitely been able to get leaner this time because there is more mass. I didn't have any glutes, and now I do have some glutes from the back, which is a real positive for me. But routine is still the same. I managed to have a good night's sleep last night, which I'm so thankful for, because the first night was horrendous and I didn't feel good yesterday. And I've also spent a couple of days on my own in the US, and when you're a lean person and your mind's going crazy, it's nice to have some company. So very lucky that Aaron's here to film this time. Laura, my really good friend Laura Vickers, is coming to my second show, and Ashton, my best friend, who's nothing to do bodybuilding but loves every part of it, probably knows more about bikinis pros and bigger pros than what I do, will be coming to the last one. So I'm honoured that those people want to come to watch me. So yeah, anyway, we are, what is it, Wednesday, whatever it is,
3 or 4 days out.
3 days.
Yeah, it's full. Well, no, because it's all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, all day Friday. Yeah, so 3 days out.
3 days out. I'm 3 days out from the Charlotte Cup 2024. So yeah, I'm very excited. Going to bring my best. Today is a Higher Food day, and we'll take you along for the ride with all the different foods that I have. So my first meal is 30 grams protein is reduced to reduce bloating, and obviously to help the uptake of carbohydrates on a high day. So protein amount is different to how I would usually have it. My first meal is 30 grams of isolate. I've got my Trained by JP ISO, and then I've got the different ISOs in different bags for Trained by JP, just to have a little bit of variety. Dark chocolate in 10 grams. I've got cream of rice 100 grams, banana, blueberries and honey. I'm sure that it's going to be a lovely meal. I've got 10 litres of water to have today. When I make my actual rice, I won't make it very voluminous like we would do at home, probably at half the amount of volume that I would usually have, just to make sure that nothing's bloating me. But when it comes to actually making my cream of rice, the 10 litres of water that I am being dedicated for my day. I put them all in Ziploc bags just because then it's easier to transport compared to when it's in big bags. So I'm probably going to do a mixture of different cream of rices from Trained by JP. So as you can see, top pistachio whey from Trained by JP. Everything that I've got is Trained by JP. This is the best pre-workout pump ever. I'm not really a big caffeine fiend, apart from when I'm feeling like shit in a competition prep. So I will use more caffeine, but caffeine is reduced from today. So obviously I won't be having too much of it. But they've actually started doing creatine to actually match the flavourings now as well, which is pretty cool. So that's good as a stack, you know, before the gym. The dosage for it usually is 20 grams, but I only do 10 grams, otherwise I actually find that I get a bit too pumped. I used to make such a big mistake when I was competing before, or when I competed before, and I used to have a pre-workout stim before I got on stage. If you have caffeine, like, you sweat, don't you? And then when you sweat, you just deflate. So I don't know why I used to do that. And Jay Davis, if you're watching this, because I know that you do watch my YouTube sometimes, absolutely did me a bad one in my first ever figure pro debut that I did in 2020 in Alicante. He gave me 2 scoops of, I don't even know what pre-workout it was. This was before they started doing the stim pre-workouts for Trained by JP, because when I first started getting sponsored from Trained by JP back in 2019 that they started sponsoring me. After I'd won my pro card in bikini, because Kuba was obviously very good friends with Jordan. A lot of things that I've gotten has obviously been off the back of Kuba, which I'm so appreciative for. But they started sponsoring me, but they obviously didn't have as many products as they do now, so they were still using different products, whereas now they've pretty much got a product line for absolutely everything, for what you need. So no need to obviously be outsourcing for anything. I don't know what pre-workout he did me. I'm sure it was one called Naughty Boy. Is that
Naughty Boy? Yeah, like it's anxiety ridden in the best of times with my 2 scoops.
He gave me 4.
The menace one.
4 before I went on stage. I was sweating. I thought I was going to vomit. I literally turned to Kuba and went, I don't think I can compete.
Nah, that menace stuff, it gets a bit of a come down with it as well.
So I'm just going to let that cool for a minute. So that's 100 grams in there of cream of rice. Now I've lost where I was going. So we've also got to put in here 10 grams of dark chocolate, banana, blueberries, and ISO. Sometimes I do, because I'm mixing in my ISO because I don't want to waste my water on the paste. Sometimes it goes a little bit lumpy, doesn't it, if you put it in when it's a bit too warm, so I'm just going to let it cool for a second. A lot of the food that you can see on here I did bring from home. I like to be able to keep things as consistent as possible, so the moment I've done that and bring in a lot of stuff from home. I also have a little trick when you come to America, because they have Amazon Fresh just like us. Before I even got here, had it all delivered to my apartment, so I actually didn't need to go to the supermarket. I still went just to make sure that any little bits that they'd forgotten to send, which was my cod, because I changed to cod, not because it thins your skin, because it doesn't. It's just obviously you get more for the protein amount for it. That's why people use it, because it makes them less hungry. So let's not lie about it, guys. They didn't send me it on my order, so I had to go and get some. But they didn't have any cod, they just had haddock, so I had to match my macros for the haddock, but it's still lower in fats than turkey anyway. Plus, I changed to turkey prior to coming to the States, because they only do ground turkey, they don't do turkey breast, unless I'm looking somewhere different and someone from America can tell me that they do it somewhere. But I don't trust ground turkey, and I don't like mince. It makes me feel like I'm having a cheat, so I will not be having the ground turkey, which is why I moved the fish. We changed my protein amount when I was when we were in Colombia last year, just because I'm bigger now, so just required more protein because I am a bigger girl.
Was his original plan either, right? It wasn't, it wasn't. LeBron actually started out LeBron bodybuilding nutrition and over the year. Oh, he's got to be going, because it was like 3 or 4 weeks later. It was, I think, USA's for the pro card. You got to be going to USA. He's like, no, I'm not ready yet. Next year. How often? Because I really think, and call you up, guys. Priorities and test that stage. So that's kind of keep going because of that.
Just
So I'm just finishing up with my cooking for today and probably a little bit tomorrow. Just made my rice. Strange not cooking for both me and Cooper, so I'm having to do like it's so different to her. But I'm still using seasonings on my foods, but all of it's the salt-free ones. So you can get them from Dash, you can even get them from the UK. But it tastes good, but it's just got no salt in, because obviously we get given a salt allotment for your day anyway as a competitor, and then when you get close to share, you obviously have to make sure that you're using the right amount of salt. You don't have to get like too fancy with like water and salt, like it does get increased and whatnot, but it's not like, it's not rocket science, it's just so easy. So yeah, if you have the option to be able to use things that are salt free rather than it having more salt in, because then you've already got your other salt and it's just easier, isn't it? Otherwise I find if I have too much salt I get really bad acid reflux. You definitely don't want that. UltraFlex. I'm just making my meal too. Well, maybe a little bit of both, just because obviously I didn't have a car or anything, did I? Am I allowed to add a little bit of ketchup or no?
yeah. Don't take the veg out completely. Yeah, well, put something in with fibre as well.
A little bit very appetizing. So, I'm just about to have my meal too. It's now at 11 AM. Just speaking to Cuba. I've got 100 grams of pineapple, got 125 grams of raw weight rice, 100 grams of wild salmon, and a little bit of vegetables in there as well. Obviously, I made my rice not very voluminous. My protein amount is reduced, just like I said earlier. This is meal, oh, I keep forgetting to turn that off. This is meal 2. And we've got another 4 left to go after this one. Just done my check-in pre-meal 3 with Cooper. I think I still look nice and lean, which is great. Obviously we won't be eating this type of food the day before show or the day of show. We'll pull it back so that everything's nice and tight, not lots of water, not lots of food. But obviously you've got to fill it out before you pull it back. Just had a 40-minute nap. I don't remember the last time I had a nap, so must have been a bit tired. But I'm just about to have 100 grams of rice. Where's my cooker? 100 grams of berries, 100 grams of banana, and 20 grams of honey with 4 30 grams of isolate, so exciting stuff. See what Cooper has to say because he's just replied.
That was also a Dorian thing. Like, I remember Dorian saying that he would do no forced reps at all for like 6 weeks at a time sometimes. And I think you probably lined it up with like
do your fuel source, to your food. And so how do you train during your prep, during, you know, like your recovery phase, during your off season, how does that change? He uses the term.
it would have been like anywhere between.
Cooper's happy with the way I look, saying I've got more splits in my legs, obviously because I'm water loaded. I'm going to hold a little bit of water, and then obviously as we draw back towards the end of the week, that's when things will start to come up in terms of my water. So yeah, that's pretty much his feedback, and we're good to crack on with the rest of the day. We've got 125 grams of rice, 80 grams of haddock, 20 grams of honey, 100 grams of pineapple, and some veggies. That's literally it. I'm going to go and sit down, chill out, and not do a lot now because I'm a little bit beat and knackered. Day one of the CARB UP is done, well, nearly done. I'm just about to eat my last meal, which is 100 grams of cream of rice, 20 grams of honey, 30 grams of isolate, 100 grams of berries, 10 grams of dark chocolate, 100 grams of banana. It's been a good day. I won't lie, it's a bit of a head fuck when you start eating, but you know, trust your coach and you've got to do what you've got to do for a competition. So we'll see how we look in the morning, and I'm sure that we'll all be back ready to watch it then. Please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. day one of Carb Up Wednesday at 4, 3 days now. Time to nearly get to work.